What's the tala? Rowing a Viking longship. Viking ships quite famously are moved under oar, the mechanics of which quite literally pivot on the oarlock, which is essentially the pivot point of the lever that is the oar as it is pushing the boat through the water. On the Seahrafen, it is just a series of holes cut at the top of the hull that the oars slide right on through. But there are other oarlock systems that are used historically. Because of the mechanics of rowing that is typically, pulling the oar as the blade is pushing the boat through the water, you are necessarily facing the back of the ship, or the stern of the ship, which is actually rather convenient because that is actually where all of the officers, including the helmsmen, are going to be sitting, and they're the ones giving you orders, and they might give you orders depending on which side of the boat you were in. And it's easy to forget port and starboard, left and right when you're facing backwards, but if you are on the side of the boat with the steerboard on and you just look straight ahead, which will be towards the back of the ship, and you see the steerboard on your side, you know you're on the starboard side, and if you don't see the steerboard, you know you're on the port side. Because while typical giving way rowing motion will make the boat go forward, you might have different rowing commands depending on which side you're in. So if you are doing what's called backwatering, which is actually where you are pushing while the blade is in the water, you will make the boat go backwards. But if one side of the boat is backwatering and the other side of the boat is giving way normally, the boat will actually rotate on its center axis, quite literally turning on a dime. Now, if one side has the oars just held stationary in the water and the other side is rowing normally, you'll actually have the boat take a very sharp, tight turn while still maintaining forward momentum, which means that under oar, Viking ships are incredibly maneuverable. Now, because rowing is a fairly exhausting task, we typically, on the Seahrafen at least, divide the rowers up into 3 teams or watches. One watch on each side of the boat, and a third watch sitting in the middle that is resting. So, by cycling through all 3 watches, everyone gets about 40 minutes of row time and 20 minutes of resting. That also means that on a ship like the Seahrafen that has 12 oarlocks and thus 12 oars in the water under full power, a full crew would be 18 rowers. 12 rowers on, 6 rowers off. As for how the ship is sailed, that is a video for another time.